Sup YouTube, it's Sup TCG here, and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We recently passed 100,000 subscribers and I'm very excited. I'll be doing a live stream very shortly. More details on that on my socials. And also if you enjoy videos like these, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, as it helps out the channel in many ways. Today we're going to be discussing a topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, but yeah, it's on the minds of specific people out there in the community. So let's just answer the question here. Is Pokemon TCG pay to win right now? With of course a lot of tournament structure changes this year, with of course more people having access to a day 2, with less rounds being played overall in general, and also with the high amount of money prize payout, there's way more people interested into the game. But is it actually pay to win? I'll be talking about my process and how I personally feel about that. But before we dive into that, we're going to be taking a look at how people can actually get a World Championship invite. So if you have been living under a rock, or if you haven't been paying attention to the competitive scene in the Pokemon TCG right now, you could not be aware, or you are not aware, but you should be aware, is that if you want to chase a Pokemon TCG World Championship invite, your journey starts in July, where you're going to be able to, of course, accumulate points all the way until the end of May. So that's pretty much the season, and your championship points amount is what gets you the World's invite. But what has changed in this season is that it's no longer a specific CP threshold, but instead is going to be a top 125 race. To give you guys a little example, let's just take a look at the leaderboard right now. Let's just be going for Europe. For me, I'm from Europe, so it's a little bit easier to understand. So this is currently where we're at right now. This is the ranking of Europe, with Alberto Conti being, of course, the head leader here with 1,157 points. So people want to know how many CP do you need to, of course, get a World's invite. It all comes down to the top 125. So for me personally, I'm currently ranked 25th, so I'm over here. So I'm currently in that top 125, and I have to remain there by the end of May, so by the end of the season, in order to get a World Championship invite. If we take a look at what that actually means, top 125 is actually 353 right now, is the current cutoff, but there's still a lot of points to be earned. And that's why we're talking about the fact that regionals and special events actually are the way you can get points the most, because those will count towards your total World's invite easier. Your total amount of 5 best finishes for regional, special events, and internationals grouped together will count towards your invite. Then we also have local tournaments called League Cup and League Challenges. Those in total, if you win all of them, if you max all of them, 4 League Challenges, 4 League Cups, you can get 260 championship points. So as you see, that is not enough to, of course, get yourself into the top 125. So people are always saying, oh, Pokemon is pay to win because you have to go to all these events abroad. You have to go to all of them, get your flights, your travel, your hotels, all that stuff. So they're claiming Pokemon is pay to win. In the past, you can actually get World's invites by just playing locally, because then there was a specific CP threshold, which was pretty low in the beginning when I started playing. So you can definitely get your invite then, but now they are forcing travel, and that's where people get the idea that Pokemon TCG is now pay to win. And that's where things could go different. Like, I'm going to be showcasing my spreadsheet for this season. So the season is not even halfway done yet, but I already made this graphic so you guys have a little bit of an understanding. Euros are pretty much US dollars. US dollars, if you convert that, it's almost a little bit the same. So with that being said, we have Dortmund, Lille, Gdansk, Stuttgart, Birmingham, and London EUIC. These are all the tournaments I have already booked travel for, or actually have done in the past, and that I know I'm going to be going to. After EUIC, I don't know if I'll be continue on playing. It all depends on the top 125 race. But as a little example here, I spent about $1,163 on hotels and flights / trains. On top of that, registration has become insane. That's why people always say, oh, Pokemon TCG is now pay to win. Because if you take a look at the EUIC registration, it actually is $95. If you convert that as 90 euros to actually play in EUIC. But don't forget, you also get a cool goodie bag with a play mat and all those goodies you actually can sell afterwards, so you can lower the cost down a little bit more. But if you combine all of that, for me personally, this season will cost 1,553 if everything goes according to schedule. And the cool thing is I actually won money in Lille because I got top 8, and the prize payout is now ridiculous. So because I got top 8, I got 3,000 euros/dollars, and I can actually put those into calculation, meaning my balance is positive. So you might say Pokemon TCG is pay to win, but as soon as you get one deep run or a deep finish, it doesn't have to be a top 8, it can also be a couple of top 32s, a top 16 as well. That can actually help your entire season. So for me personally, I don't think Pokemon TCG is pay to win, but there is definitely something that I don't agree with Pokemon currently, and that is the international structure. So internationals are the biggest tournaments of the year. We have 3 of them. OCIC was before that, but they scratched that unfortunately. We have Latin America, Europe, and North America. All of those have an IC, and ICs typically have tons and tons of players that go to them. If you take a look right now, the registration has been opened up for EUIC, and there's over 4,000 Pokemon TCG players. That is actually grouping juniors, seniors, and masters all together. But you get the point. A lot of people are interested in the game, and for good reason. Look at the prize payout. $25,000 if you win. If you get top 64, just top 64, you get $2,000. So you don't even need to win the entire thing to just get a whole smack of money to just get yourself a very great season. So for me, that's why I'm saying Pokemon TCG is not pay to win, but for the top 125 race, that's where things get complicated, because they say that you can have 5 results in combination of regionals, special events, and internationals. But if you have a lot of money, you can just do 3 ICs, you see? And ICs give way more CP than regionals. So if you take a look at the international championship points, if you win, you get 500 CP. As a little example, a top 8 placement gets yourself 380 HP, which is already the equivalent of a person that is currently ranked, on 180. Let's just take that into account. That's already going to be putting you above 25 people in the top 125 race just to get that finish. So ICs are super important if you get deep runs, and I can understand the fact that people are mad that, all of these guys have way more time, have way more money, so they just go to all the ICs, and that's why they are in an advantage, and that's why it is pay to win. But you can also take a step back and just think about the fact that you can earn money through all the regionals you're doing. And I'm currently living in Belgium, which is very central in Europe, so I can go to everything. I could even go to Lille, if you saw that in the overview here, for 0 euros/dollars, because I actually live 25 minutes besides the border, actually next to the border of France, which meant Lille cost me actually nothing except for just paying the registration. Registration has increased, so with inflation and all that stuff, I understand that Pokemon TCG might feel pay to win, but what is that amount of money for a hobby you love? Imagine. If we just take a look at the amount we are paying right here, 1,553. If you divide that to the 10 months you're actually playing, that actually comes down to 155 euros per month to enjoy this hobby. I didn't even talk about the cards, because the cards are really cheap right now. Almost all competitive decks out there you can make with 60 euro or less, which is very insane. 60 euro, about like $68 or less. I come from a time where you have to pay that amount of money for just one Shaman EX. To put that into perspective, the decks, the cards, all very cheap, and the prize payout has increased drastically. So if you perform at regionals, it is actually not pay to win. Just train a lot. If you don't have the money, train a lot and just get that big finish, because the top 4 players of an IC get an instant invite to the World Championship. A winner of a regional championship gets an instant invite to, of course, the World Championship. So for me personally, I don't think Pokemon TCG is pay to win. I just think that they have to change the fact that for your CP amount, only one IC counts towards your CP race structure, and 4 regionals will count towards that. That would be the perfect dream. So I hope if Pokemon actually sees this, that they change the structure to where only one IC, your best finish of an IC counts, or maybe 2 at best. But 3 is a little bit too much, because people that go into all the ICs and do well at all the ICs are going to be in a huge advantage next to people that just only can attend the regionals. For me personally, I hope one IC is enough for the top 125 race, because I'm a really driven competitor in the Pokemon TCG. I have proved myself time and time again by getting an invite for like 5 years in a row, and now because it actually is way more difficult to get an invite, I love the competition. It's driving me to play the best version of myself and just to improve time and time again. If I see some person going above me in the rankings, like, oh, I need to improve myself. But note to self, they have lowered down the incentive to play in local tournaments, because I came from a past where 8 finishes of your League Cups and 8 finishes of your League Challenges count towards your invite. If you take that into account, let's say you win 8 League Cups, and then you also have 8 League Challenges, that puts you at 520 CP, and in Europe the cutoff was actually 500 CP for a threshold. As a little example, in the past you could get an invite by simply playing in local tournaments. Also, that is something that could be unfair, because some local tournaments, for cups for example, could be played with only 4 players, and then people are also put in a way advantage position. So there's always something to complain about, but I'm not gonna do it. I think Pokemon is not pay to win, and the reason why I'm saying this is that you can earn all your money back quite easily if you just get a top 32 finish. So imagine, like, for me, the prize is just if I get 1 or 2 top 32 finishes in a season, my entire season is already gone for money wise. So it's not pay to win, just play better. That's pretty much it. But people always say, like, I cannot get off of work that many times during a season to go for a World Championship invite. World Championship invite should not be the end goal. You can always go for, oh, I'm gonna be attending 2 events in a year. I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna try and hope to earn some money, so I have an incentive to play. It doesn't have to be a World Championship invite. It could be to meet new people, to just enjoy the game, just to have a good time and see all the people and friends you have met throughout the years or through Pokemon at one big event. So don't worry about the fact that people always say, like, Pokemon TCG is pay to win. When you see these numbers, the prize payouts, imagine I go to EUIC this year and I got, I would say, a 60th placement. So let's see what is going to happen to my entire season if I get a 60th placement. Where can we see that? So not only also booster pack rewards have been increased quite ridiculously. So let's see. Where is Pokemon Go? No, video game. Okay, here we are. 60th plate. Oh, I got $2,000. Let's just calculate that. That is probably 1,800 euros. If I go to my spreadsheet, oh, my entire season has already been paid back. So it's not pay to win. You just have to play better. But I don't like the IC aspect of it all. So that's personally my opinion. Also, you might think, oh, in the US they have it way easier. That's where you're wrong. Even though they get like more regionals and all that, it's probably way more difficult, because all of those regionals come with a ton of players. I think all these regionals in the US have 2,000 players. In Europe, you sometimes have regionals with 1,200, which means your score needs to be less in order to convert to a top cut finish. So there is that. But on the other hand, Europe also comes back with a lot of regionals, also special events, which is a pretty much regional CP payouts, but they don't give cash. So a little bit less interesting indeed, but if people still want to be getting those extra championship points, they could. So let's get a discussion started right now in the comments. Do you personally feel that Pokemon TCG is pay to win? My answer is no, because as soon as you do well in one of the tournaments, you get your money back, so you don't have to lose that much money. And also, if you're going for the top 125 race, at one point you will get a cash finish, because top 32 is not the craziest and hardest thing to do, although more and more players are getting into the game. And that brings me to the other topic, like is day 2 too easy these days? That's a video for a whole different day. But Let yourself loose in the comment section. Do you feel that Pokemon TCG is pay to win? Do you think they need to cut down the IC points that counts towards your invite to 1? Just like my opinion, I want to hear it all down below. Thanks for watching today's video. We were actually talking about this throughout with people in local stores, with people all across the world. So that is hopefully answering your question. Also, my season run, this alone. If you take a look at my other season, let's just take a look at this. There's a way crazier thing, because in 1 year time, I actually got $11,000 by playing Pokemon TCG. So it's not pay to win. You just have to be consistent and play well, because I personally believe that if I just have one IC finish, that I could also get my invite. So there's that. I have not stated anything quite yet, because the season has been going pretty well so far, but I have to do really badly to mess it up. So let me know your opinion down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Peace.